Moving on to Topic Tuesday. COVID numbers actually are on the rise again. We are hearing different news outlets talk about how hospitals are getting hit with spikes. And it's probably also because you've got the flu, we've got RSV, various forms of pneumonia. They're all hitting everybody at once. But according to this article from Healthline written by Eileen Bailey titled High Blood Pressure May Increase Risk of Severe COVID-19, researchers actually said that people with high blood pressure have a higher risk of severe illness or death from COVID-19. And I know a lot of people in the community specifically ask questions about this very topic. And I know it can be an inflammatory topic. Vaccinate, don't vaccinate. What does it all mean? I think the next time we have a doctor on, we need to learn the mechanics of how, when you have a virus that especially depending on how your body reacts to it, how does your body actually react to ridding itself of the virus? And I know in COVID-19, at least in the beginning, people's heart rates were going up like 120, 140 at rest. And that's not something that I think people in this community really need or should be experiencing. So that's something to keep in mind, but discuss with your own physician. But having normal blood pressure appears to not only be very beneficial for our community, but it's also very important when it comes to COVID-19. So let's check out this article a little bit. I know that some of the things that they were talking about was about blood pressure medications and did it affect COVID-19, and some of those results are in here. But when they did their study, and there's a lot of information here in the study, as you can see, what they determined is that people with high blood pressure have a higher risk of illness or disease from COVID-19. And then if you add the type of medication that's used by the participants, they did determine that it didn't appear to have an effect on the impact, or have an impact at all. Experts say that having normal blood pressure is, as we know, good for overall health, as well as specific conditions such as a risk for a heart attack or stroke. But it is associated with a higher risk of COVID-19. So that is one of the things that you might want to talk with your physician about, especially determining on how much you're being observed for your blood pressure and the ranges you need to be in. So they talked about how of the people studied, 48% of severe or fatal COVID-19 cases, they had high blood pressure, while 25% of the people with COVID, while 25% of all people with COVID had the condition. So some of the things they also found was that the risk increased for people with uncontrolled blood pressure despite any treatment, and the odds of COVID-19 did not change based upon the medication given to treat the high blood pressure. So there's a lot of stats and numbers in this article, and I think it's beneficial to read as far as, did medications have an effect on the COVID-19, reducing the risk of severe COVID-19. Again, we're not going to get into all those details because it is a very personal experience, especially for you and your physician. But I'm interested to know, of the people that are watching, what have you heard? What are your thoughts? I know for me personally, when I had COVID back in 2020, my heart rate did go up exponentially just while laying in the bed. Now, you know, certain spikes for short periods of time, not necessarily going to wear me out or wear my aorta out, but it's definitely something that they had to manage and they had to look at. And I can tell you that I've been sick, pretty sick twice since then, COVID negative, flu negative, and it again did the same thing. And I think it's just because my body's trying to fight something, and it definitely wore me out because your medication is working against the effects of the virus. So all really important things, I think, to think about.